I have a troubling gaming story here, primarily affecting developers right now, but it could lead to games being delayed and delisted and removed from services and stuff, which would affect the consumers, of course. Unity rushes to clarify price increase plan as game developers do. Unity is a middleware engine that's primarily used to create indie games. I don't say that as an insult. It's primarily used for that, and they've talked of wanting to basically start charging a lot more for people. I actually have a chart over here. It explains it a little bit easier. It's on Medium, but I'll link both these in the description box. You can read them for yourself. But if you've made $200,000 in your last 12 months, and this is on the Unity Personal or Unity Plus, which is being phased out, but or have 200,000 life to date installs, you'll be charged 20 cents per install. It'd be $1 million or a million life install or life to date installs on Unity Pro, which is their subscription service. You'd be paying 15 cents per install. Look, nobody likes paying more money, so this is terrible. It's not been met very well. They had initially said that it would be for every install. They've since backtracked on that and said it'll be on the initial. I actually have a TLDR that they've written here. Change doesn't really affect you if you're below the threshold, obviously. Will this fee apply to games using Unity runtime that are already on the market? Yes, the fee applies to eligible games currently in market that continue to distribute the runtime. So in other words, it's like you could be going back to some of these games that had come out like 4 years ago, and you're charging them more money and shit. And it's like it's crazy. It's like nobody is going to be in favor of that kind of stuff. But anyway, and then it goes on. It kind of as it says, a small flat fee, as they would say. And it goes on and talks about Unity Plus being retired and everything. Going back to the Axios when game developers were talking, Inner the makers of the hit Among Us, tweeted, "Stop it. This would harm not only us, but fellow game studios of all budgets and sizes." Aggro Crab called on Unity to reverse its plans, basically saying that their next game set for release to the 25 million subscribers on Game Pass could incur fees that threaten the stability of our business. They then, something I talked about, they clarified that they would only charge for the initial installation. He hoped this would allay fears of install bombing, where an angry user could keep deleting and reinstalling the game to rack up fees to punish a developer. But an extra fee will be charged if a user installs a game on a second device, say a Steam Deck, after installing a game on a PC or a second PC. Which is it's the kind of thing where it's like, you guys are there's penny pinching, and then there's this. This is really getting bad. It's like, come on, man. That's absurd. It says that the fees would also not be charged for installation of game demos, unless the demo is part of a download that includes the full game. Early access games would be charged for an installation, he noted. Games offered for charity or included in charities will be exempt from the fees. How they plan on doing that, I have no idea. It said Unity will provide a way for developers to inform Unity as their games are being offered that way. But the problem is like, how do you know which install is from this charity? Are they really going to go to all the trouble of tracking all this stuff? It's basically just absurd. It's money hungry, penny pinching bullshit, to be quite honest. If you're just, he also, but he did say that, developers like Aggro Crab would not be on the hook, as the fees are charged to distributors, which in his Game Pass would be Microsoft. So in other words, like, if your game is on Game Pass, they would charge Microsoft for all those installs. There ain't no way Microsoft's going to be okay with that. They'd be like, man, piss off. They're going to not want to put games up on Game Pass that are using Unity or whatever. So, I know Microsoft has all the money in the world. They'll throw the money around like crazy and stuff. But still, I can't believe, if for no other reason, they would be against it just because it's going to hurt a lot of small developers. Some of the bigger guys, although if the game is popular enough, I can see it still hurting them. But some of the bigger developers, bigger indie developers or whatever, they could probably weather the storm, so to speak. But it's just, because basically, as he says here, only about 10% of Unity developers will end up having to pay any fees, given the threshold games need to hit. Blah, blah, blah. And everything. And it's more Witten talking about, it's not fun to get a bunch of angry feedback on any particular day. And I think that is us needing to clarify some of these points. Well, it's needing to backtrack on these points. It's like, come on, dude, let's not be crazy here. First of all, because like I said, nobody likes paying more money for stuff. They especially don't like the going back You know, if you have an install, say you had sold a game 5, 6 years ago or whatever, or first came out with the game 5, 6 years ago, but it's still selling pretty well, or you've run sales, because like for instance, you get on Steam a lot of times, you'll find a game, oh, it's on sale for 99 cents. It's on sale for, I mean, hell, you'll see some games almost free, basically. I've seen them cheaper, you're talking about 19 cents, 30 cents, 50 cents, whatever it is, whatever kind of price it ends up being. Why the hell are you going to do that if it's going to be, for the install fee is going to be 20 cents, for example? Or hell, even if it's 15 cents for the ones who've sold over 1 million life to date. You're still paying. Now, then, of course, you say, well, it goes down a little bit, 7.5 cents, 3 cents, 2 cents, etc. But you're still paying money, on every single one of those. And it's like, dude, you're trying to make as much as you can, especially for like a small developer. It's like, this is just Unity completely missing the mark. It's absolutely absurd. I would hope that they would backtrack completely on all this stuff and just remove everything, essentially. Although knowing them, that might not be. They might try to soft shoe out and stuff, some of these things, but unfortunately, this isn't that surprising because it's all about the money. But anyway, like I said, I'll link these in the description box if you want to read them for yourself. But thank you very much for watching and have a good one.